Hi, fourth grade. This is Miss Wilson again, coming with our next lesson. So we've moved on to Module 2, where we're going to be dealing with measurements. So our objective today is that we will be able to express metric length measurements in terms of smaller units. So we're definitely going to have some new vocabulary words: centimeter, meter, kilometer. There you go. That word got stuck. So let's go ahead and get started.
Hi there, I'm Mr. Weber. Ready for today's Learning Lab? We'll be talking about metric length measurements today. Check it out. A centimeter is the length of this cube. A meter is the length of this stick. What other objects are about a centimeter long? Which are about a meter?
So let's see. The width of my finger, it's about a centimeter. It's definitely not as long as a stick. Same with the paper clip. And then about the size of the stick is a chair.
A meter is a bigger unit of measurement, and a kilometer is an even bigger unit than that. A kilometer is about the distance you can walk in 15 minutes. Which of these things would probably be about a kilometer?
Okay, so he said a kilometer would take me about 15 minutes to walk. So this lady's pretty tall, but it wouldn't take me 15 minutes to walk as tall as she is. But from the post office to the supermarket in town, yeah, Kroger's is pretty nice 15-minute walk from here. So that's definitely a kilometer.
A centimeter is about the width of a paperclip. A meter is about the height of a chair. A kilometer could be the distance between the post office and the supermarket in a town. Now let's complete the sentences to compare these units.
All right, so let's see. A blank is smaller than a meter. A centimeter is smaller than a meter. All right. What is bigger? A blank is bigger than a meter. So a kilometer, because that's about a 15-minute walk, is bigger than a meter.
Now let's dive in. 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. How many meters are in 2 kilometers? Now let's dive in. 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. How many meters are in 2 kilometers?
All right, so I played it again just so we can hear it and make sure that we got it. So we're saying that it will take 1,000 meters to equal a kilometer. 1,000 meters to equal 1 kilometer. So if I had 2 kilometers, how many meters would that be? So for the first one, it would be 1,000. For the second one, it'll be another 1,000. And that'll give me what? 2,000. So I'm saying that in 2 kilometers, there are 2,000 meters. Okay, so if we continue with the same pattern, 1 kilometer, 1,000, 2 kilometers, 2,000, 3 kilometers will have how many meters? 3,000. Okay, so for every, and this is the ratio, for every 1 kilometer, we have 1,000 meters. So if I have 7 kilometers, if I multiply 7 times 1,000, how many meters would I have? 7,000. Okay, so we definitely have to remember that for every 1 kilometer, there's 1,000 meters. Okay, so if there's 70 meters, 70 kilometers, and we're going to multiply that 70 times 1,000, because for each one of those, we know that it's going to be 1,000 for each one of them. So that'll give me 70,000, because each one of this 70 gives me 1,000, which gives me how many? 70,000.
We are working hard to rename kilometers as meters. When we rename using different units, we call this converting. The distance isn't changing, just the units we're using to measure it. Can you convert from meters to kilometers now? If 1,000 meters equals 1 kilometer, 2,000 meters equals how many kilometers?
So now we're doing it the exact opposite. So now we're converting, which means changing meters to kilometers. And we know for every 1,000 meters, we have 1 kilometer. So if I have 2,000 meters, how many kilometers do I have? Which is 2. So if I have 10,000 meters, how many kilometers do I have? So it's 1,000 for each one. So I got 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. So that gives me 10. And so if I have 8 meters, how many kilometers do I have? Remember, each 1,000 meters will give me 1 kilometer. So if I have 8,000 meters, that must mean I have how many kilometers? Yes, 8. Good job.
Nice effort converting kilometers to meters and meters to kilometers. Think about each unit. A kilometer is a longer distance because we need 1,000 meters to equal 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer is 1,000 times as much as 1 meter. Now let's try converting between meters and centimeters. 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Go for it.
Okay, so one of the things that I do like to remember is in centimeter, there is a prefix, which is cent, C-E-N-T. And that actually means 100. So there are 100 centimeters in a meter. So if I have 4 meters, how many centimeters do I have? So for the first one is 100, my second one is 100, my third is 100, my fourth is 100. So how many hundreds do I have? I have 400 centimeters. Now, one way I can definitely do this is for every meter I have, I multiply it by 100. and every centimeter, the amount of centimeters I have, I divide by 100. So if I have 700 centimeters, how many meters do I have? For each 100 centimeters, I have 1 meter. So that gives me 7 meters. So if I have 60 meters, and I'm going to multiply 60 times 100, because I know there's 100 centimeters in every meter, that's going to give me 6,000. So that's where that multiplication is coming in when I'm converting. And remember, converting means that I'm changing from one unit to the next unit. Okay, so now this time I'm calculating centimeters, how many meters are in 14,000 centimeters. So I'm going to divide by 100. And that's going to give me 140. Because if I multiply 140 times 100, it'll give me 14,000.
Let's try one more type of conversion now. This time we'll look at a measurement like this. 1 kilometer, 500 meters. This is called a mixed unit because it uses two different units, kilometers and meters. We'll rename it using only meters. Remember, 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. So 1 kilometer 500 meters equals 1,000 meters plus 500 meters. Finish the addition and then try some on your own.
So this is definitely getting us ready for mixed fractions. So now we're going to convert, and remember, convert means just to change 1 kilometer and 500 meters to all meters. So we're going to change that kilometer to meters, because in order to add the two together, they have to be the exact same unit. So it's like adding fruit. I cannot, if my mama asks me how many apples I have, I can't go in there and count the apples and the oranges together, because she's asking me how many apples. And that's the same with math. I can't add kilometers and meters together because they're not the same unit. So I have to get them where they're the same unit, and then I add. So 1,000 plus 500 is 1,500 meters. Okay, so let's try another one. So we're going to convert our 1 kilometer and 300 meter to meters. So I cannot add kilometers to meters. I have to have them the same unit. And my answer, as you see, has to be in meters. So I'm going to change my kilometers to meters. And remember, how many meters are in 1 kilometer? 1,000. So I'm going to change this 1 kilometer to 1,000 meters plus 300 meters, which makes it where I can add them together. Because if they're different units, I can't add them. So that's going to give me 1,300 meters. Okay, so let's try another one. So this one is converting also, but this time it's not 1. But we still convert it the exact same way. So because this is kilometers and this is meters, I can't add them because they're not the same unit. So I have to convert, which means to change these kilometers to meters. And for every kilometer, I have 1,000 meters. So if I have 5 kilometers, that tells me that I have 5,000 meters plus the 30 meters that I already had. So we're going to add those together. And so that's going to give us 5,030 meters. Good job.
Let's wrap up by adding and subtracting mixed units. When you add or subtract with mixed units, there are many different strategies you could use. We're going to convert to a smaller unit so we can use the addition and subtraction algorithms. Let's start with this one. 5 kilometers plus 2,500 meters. Before we add, let's convert the kilometers to meters.
Okay, so before we even add, we're going to convert. So how many kilometers do I have in 5 kilometers? Remember, for every kilometer, there's how many meters? Yes, 1,000. So 5 times 1,000 is 5,000. Now we're going to use the standard algorithm to add. Now remember, we don't add going horizontal. We add vertical. So this gives us 7,500.
5 kilometers plus 2,500 meters equals 7,500 meters. Let's rename 7,500 meters. We know that 7,000 meters equals 7 kilometers, so we can say that 7,500 meters equals 7 kilometers 500 meters. Let's try another one now. 1 kilometer 734 meters plus 4 kilometers 396 meters. Rewrite each addend using only meters, then add.
Okay, so we're going to convert. Make sure we're using that vocabulary word. Convert each add-in to meters. All right, so we're going to change the first one to meters first. So my 1 kilometer will give me 1,000 meters plus 734 meters. So this together will give me 1,734 meters. Okay, now we're going to do the other side. So 4 kilometers will give me how many meters? Yes, 4,000 meters plus 396 meters, which will give me 4,396 meters. Now, that's only us converting because we haven't added yet. And remember, I would never add horizontal. So we're going to enter this in 1,734 and 4,396. Let me make sure I add my commas. All right, then we're going to add them. And again, remember, we don't add horizontal. All right, so let's add. And we always start with our ones. Okay, that's 10. 9 plus 3 is 12 plus 1. 13, carry my 1. 7 plus 3 is 10 plus 1. 11, carry my 1. 4 plus 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. So I'm saying that in total I have 6,130 meters. All right, good job. Okay, so now we're going to change these into back into a mixed unit. And a mixed unit, you know, we love those mixed boxes of chips because we get so many different kinds, so many different varieties. So a mixed unit means that we're having different types of unit all together. So let's start. I have 6,130 meters, and we're going to change them to a mixed unit. So it takes 1,000 meters to make a kilometer, and I have 6 of them. So that's 6,000. So there's my 6 kilometers, and then I will have left 130 meters. Are we ready for one more? I think we can do one more. I'm ready. You ready? All right, so this time we're going to subtract. You know, regardless if we're adding or subtracting, the converting the units stay the same. Okay, so we're gonna convert our kilometers to meters. So if I have 10 kilometers, I have 10,000 meters. Subtracting, so 3 kilometers is 3,000 kilometers plus my 140. So that'll give me 3,140. So now I'm going to subtract 3,140 from 10,000. Before I subtract, I'm going to check each one of my place values. So I don't need to unbundle. I do need to unbundle here. So I need to unbundle the next one. I don't have one. So that means I need. All right. So I don't have enough in my 10 spot. So that means I'm going to have to borrow or unbundle. But when I look at my hundreds, I don't have any there. So I can't unbundle from there. In my 1,000 spot, I don't have any. So I can't unbundle there. So I have to go all the way to my 10,000s to unbundle. So I'm going to take one from that, and it automatically becomes 10. Now, did this solve my 10 spot? No. So I'm going to have to take one from here. That becomes 9, and then I'm going to put my 10 in my hundreds place. Then I'm going to take one from the hundreds place and put 10 in my tens place. So now I can subtract each one. 10 minus 4, 6, 9 minus 1, 8, 9 minus 3, 6. Okay, so I'm saying 10 kilometers minus 3 kilometers and 140 meters will give me 6,860 meters. All right, good job. So let's see where we are. Okay, so now they want us to convert our 6,800 down to meters into kilometers and meters. So remember, how many meters does it make to make 1 kilometer? 1,000. So I have 6,000, so that's going to give me 6 kilometers, and then I'm going to have 860 meters left over. Why is it that I could not turn these 860 meters into a kilometer? Correct. It takes 1,000 meters to equal 1 kilometer, and I don't have enough to equal 1. Good job. Excellent job, fourth graders. We learned some new vocabulary words today. Converting, and we have to remember that converting just means that we're changing the units. We also learned today that there was 1,000 meters in a kilometer. There was 100 centimeters in a meter. So keep those numbers in your head. Keep learning. Until next time, bye.